Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. My name is Sean Driver. This is the Red Horde, and 18th time we've done this. The Do We Hate Ya, Who Are Ya series, where we end up looking at clubs around League Two, try to figure out who they are, what they're about, get the history, trying to get an understanding and a grasp on the English Football League in particular. So the question is for Accrington Stanley. Let's get into it. Accrington Stanley, the Old Reds, located in, well, Accrington in Lancashire. Population 34,456. The Crown Ground. The location now more affectionately known, and I guess for a while since 2015, as Wham Stadium. Open 1968, capacity 5,450. That's 3,100 seated. They have an uncovered end, and we'll talk about that in a later video. I'll talk about that soon. 2,437 this season. That's the average. Just under halfway full. We'll talk about that in another video. 22nd overall this year as far as average attendance go. Distance away from the race course, 77 miles, 124 kilometers. Duration, if you're driving it, an hour and 35 minutes. For those of you who are looking to take train transit going up there, there are some bus connections that may be required. However you plan to go there, multiple lines. So track that because it could be an issue. Turnover, despite, to be fair, an open ownership group, Andy Holt leading the way, the financials as far as what their turnover, not on Company's House and relatively silent. So not going to get into that. Rather, just jump straight into the history. Accrington Stanley, originally, this is another third iteration. Originally, Accrington FC was a founding member of the EFL, was ultimately relegated in the Football League back in 1892-93 and then dissolved in 1896. So Accrington FC out. Accrington Stanley is then formed. Eventually, they start playing in Tier 3 of the Football League. That's from 1921 to 1960. Then they're relegated alongside Wrexham in 1959-1960. Then the following year, things start to go downhill. They resigned in 1961-62 after 33 games. That was a year that Wrexham was promoted up to the third tier that season. And then Accrington Stanley then went into liquidation in 1966. So cue the third iteration. The current iteration of Accrington Stanley formed in 1968, and they toiled, climbed their way up the ladder, and eventually won the seventh tier, which was the Northern Premier League division in 1999-2000, 2002-2003. They won the sixth tier, the Northern Premier League, and moved there, which is now would be the National League North. 2005-2006, the other Paul Mullen. That's the one born in 1974 in Burnley. And described as the Stanley legend, helped the club get to the EFL, not our Super Paul Mullen, born 20 years later out of Liverpool. 2015, Holt takes over. He clears the debt with a sponsorship package from Whatmore UK. Wham Stadium is named. He immediately improves the immediate day-to-day operations, gets creative with respect to the club's bar, which is to be a jewel up at the Crown Ground, the Wham Stadium, and apparently open to both away and home fans. And so driving that economic generator that you should be driving in order to get the ability to spend money. But football revenue through the SCMP protocol, the FFP regulations, that sort of thing. So he's pushing that agenda to start. The kit, they've always had a red home. They had a light blue one historically. Then they went to this god-awful bright yellow and blue. That then disappeared. Then they went to back to the blue influence, or there was some black for a period of time. Then they went to a blue influence, but this year it's got the vertical stripes. Way different with respect to the third. Very catchy, very unique. And I'm okay with it being unique, especially when you've got those first two to meet the brand. And look, smaller clubs, you're looking to sell jerseys, right? So make them interesting, make them different. And Macron did that with the return to blue. Not really sold on the stripes, but it is what it is. It's connected to branding, it's connected to history. And the other thing is, Macron's got to get some credit here because they do, I think, the best bespoke jerseys. The ones that came prior to, I believe it was Adidas off the top of my head, just boring stock, no interest kit. So not bad. I'll take them. Bookie odds had them placing 15th, a mid-table team. Their performance this year, 8 wins, 2 draws, 7 losses. That's 26 points and into 8th place. As far as their FA Cup, they have a first round replay coming up with Donny back at home after a 2-2 draw at Keepmoat. In the EFL Cup, they also lost to Bradford City just like us in penalties. They did it in the first round. We did it in the second. And then the EFL Trophy, they're likely through into the round of 32. They've got a game against Nottingham Forest U21 team. They'd have to lose and then have Harrogate beat Carlisle United and make up the goal difference of, I believe it's 4 goals. So looking specifically at their last 5 games, or their season in general, strong for the first 5, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Struggled for the next 5, 1 win, 4 losses. And then strong again for the following 5, 4 wins and 1 draw. And now they're back into a 5-game downward spiral, it looks like. 2 losses anyways. So in their last 5, 2 wins, 0 draws, 3 losses. And just to go through and have a look at them, they had a loss away to Crawley Town 3-1. They were down 2-1 and then they took a red in the 74th minute. They were ahead in possession, ahead in shots, ahead on shots on target, way ahead in corners 8-1. They were even in passes. They didn't really have any big chances, but it looks to me that the goalkeeper may have let them down there. McCracken only had a 5.2 on Fought Mob. They deserved potentially a better fate than a 3-1 loss. The red card didn't help, and they had some missed opportunities with saves, it looks like. Lost at home at Colchester the game before that, 1-0. They were really let down in that as a result because they dominated in all statistical categories. 65th% possession, more than a goal ahead in expected goals, 31 total shots. Yeah, but only 6 on target. Not good. 3 big chances, all missed. 218 more passes than Colchester had. 11 corners to 0. Really, it looks like what happened is they gave up a fast break chance and against the run of play, and Colchester was able to capitalize, and that's that one. They comfortably took out AFC Wimbledon 4-2 away. Prior to that, the result matches with the statistics. They were slightly ahead in possession, 17 shots, 9 on target. They had 5 big chances and more passes. It was well-deserved, and it looks like Joel Pritchard leading the way with 2 goals and an assist. The game prior to that, 1-0 win at home to MK Dons, a draw that was deserved statistically speaking. They only had 37 possession, but they were way ahead in all other categories: shots on target, and big chances. It's interesting, their possession stats leave a little bit to be desired, as does their passing. They appear to be a direct club that likes to advance the ball at their feet, or alternatively, long balls into the corner and crosses, it looks like. With our 3-5-2, it may be an interesting matchup. I would expect to see, given the number of crosses, you'll see them statistically, that we're going to maybe look to move O'Connor out for this one and go with 3 big bodies in the back. Tozer on one side, Hayden on the other, and pick a different left back. Could be O'Connor, but I think you'd want the height and the aerial superiority, given what they tend, it looks like, in the statistics to do. The last game of the set of 5 away at Grimsby Town had a 2-0 win, scored both goals after Grimsby Town picked up a red in the 72nd minute. Appears a draw was likely in the cards, so maybe this was the game that they were fortunate, and they had unfortunate prior to that. Near equal shots, but they had 2 more than Grimsby. On target were equal. So really things were even up all the way through. It's just got an advantage of things going to red. Pulling up the stats then and throw those up there as the comparison between the 2 clubs. Obviously, we're leading the league as shots. It's that overwhelming sort of swarm offense that we've got going on right now. But they're not that far behind, 4.59 shots per 90 anticipated. As for goals per shot on target, despite our swarming mentality, only 31% are going through and finding the back of the net, where they're at 42%, way ahead, which is indicative of one of 2 things. Either they're exceptional shots, or they've had a little bit of luck. It could be somewhere in between, though. It's not polarizing. It's not bipolar. There's some options there, but they're definitely getting some help there with efficiency at the front end. Shots on target against, we're doing relatively well. 61 shots on target against. That's good for 8th. They're struggling. 83 shots against. That's good for 19th. And when you have a team that takes a lot of shots and you give up a lot of shots, that has a potential interesting dynamic here to see what strategy works, with those corners for them coming over and whether they're able to beat us, and for us, whether we're just able to overwhelm. We'll find out. Accurate passes per match, 306.8. That's right in the middle of the league. And for them, again, near the bottom. Not a lot of passes at all in total. These guys on their feet or through the air and crosses seems to be the mentality. Accurate crosses per match, 6.9. That leaves us first. For them, 4.9. That's 12th. So despite that being a strategy, need to tidy up there a little bit if they're going to threaten. Accurate long balls per match, relatively equal, a little bit more than most teams, 32.4. That puts us 6th, 32.1. That puts them 8th. And we're expected season average to score more goals than they do. As to the last match played against Accrington Stanley, again, wrexhamafcarchive.co.uk is the source. Go there, check them out. April 26, 2008, a 1-3 loss at the racecourse for Wrexham in front of 3,657 in League Two. We were relegated that year. They were 17th. And so, yeah, we don't want to talk about 2008. Carrying on. Connections to Wrexham, none our way. Nobody there, I mean, other than Paul Mullen sharing a name. That's the only connection, but that's tenuous at best. Sean Wally, 36-year-old midfielder, though, did have 4 goals in 16 games for Wrexham back in 2008-2009. Eventually went out to loan on Southport at some point in time. Last season, obviously, they're a League One relegated club. 11 wins, 11 draws, 24 losses. That was good for 44 points. 2 points from safety. Really what did them in was 3 wins in 12 matches towards the end of the season. They did get 2 of the last 3, but just not enough to pull them there after they're falling apart. The gaffer, and this is an interesting one with John Coleman, because back on October 22nd, man, did he and Mr. Andy Holt have a falling out and still figuring out what's going on there. It doesn't sound like his job is at issue, because Accrington doesn't have the money to necessarily pay for it, I would suspect, based on what we've read. Follow along in another video. I'll give details at the end. But the tweet that came out was that there was piss poor decision in managing. This was from Andy Holt, the owner, including his decisions, Andy Holt, that there was no contract renewed, they're cash strapped. And so there's some trouble in Accrington, as it seems. Been with the club since 2014, and this is his second stint. Prior to that, he was there May 1999 to 2012. So he really was the guy who pushed the team forward. I mean, in 1999-2000, he was at the helm when they moved up from the 7th tier. There was a 3-way tie on points. They had the goal differential. Congratulations, you're the champions. Boop, you're up. 2002-2003, they then won the 6th tier, the Northern Premier League, which is now National League North, and they got their bump up into the National League in 2005-2006. He led them out of that league, the National League, and he was named EFL manager for the season in 2017-2018. As to their team roster, man, they are young and they're very lone focused. They've got 3 guys in from Norwich City, the goalkeeper, 23, McCracken, a couple of center backs in Shipley and Hills. They've got another guy on loan from the championship via QPR, Josh Andrews, a center fielder, 22, on loan from Birmingham City. And then they went out and had picked up a couple of young guys on freeze, as well as an old veteran, Kevin Meller, 32. He came over from Crewe. Having a look at their players then, and I've intimated already that this is sort of a club that likes the crosses. But when you look at their statistics, this isn't one where I've been able to look at a position and say, oh, well, they're weak in the midfield, or they're weak in the back line, or they're weak in goal. They are average-ish, pretty much right across the board. There's no position where they're spectacular, but there's no position where they struggle. And go with their forwards. This is really indicative of it. Josh Andrews, 22, 1,356 minutes for him. He's the leading scorer with 5. So turning to Josh's statistics, shots taken, he's in the 89th percentile. His shot conversion rate, the 74th percentile. Shot conversion is goals per how many shots you take. Shot accuracy is how many on target, 75th percentile. So he's there, he's sniffing around, nothing spectacular, nothing that falls off the map. He seems to be a capable forward with no real pop at the moment, which you'd maybe expect at 22. Joe Pritchard, he's been getting more runs out recently, 855 minutes, but he's got 3 goals. Essentially, per 90 stats, Mr. Pritchard, Mr. Andrews, almost near identical. They're getting, I think it's 0.33 goals per 90 for both of them. Shots on target, a little bit more than Mr. Andrews, but and a little bit better on the shots on target, 91%. So Joe Pritchard, well, he's a little bit more volume guy and a little less accuracy. He's got 95th percentile for his shots taken, but then you look down at shot conversion rate, shot accuracy. He's in the yellow, 69th percentile for shot conversion, 59th percentile for shot accuracy. Just to bring that up and compare to somebody, well, let's go with Paul Mullen, and you can compare it with both of them. Joe Pritchard and Paul Mullen equal when it comes to shots taken on and off target. little bit more from Paul Mullen, a little bit more from Pritchard than young Andrews. As far as the shot conversion rate and the shot accuracy, well, Mullen's leading the way there, 81st percentile. When he's on net, it's deadly. His issue, he's only at 45%, 59th percentile. And we've seen that. We've seen a couple of opportunities where he's been running even in the free, even in the clear, and pushed some balls over top of the net. So that's been one area that he's been continually improving on. But you can see they're in the realm of a Paul Mullen. They're just that shot conversion rate, not where it needs to be. And when it is closer, they're struggling on the volume. They did give a start to one other player. Limited stats, not able to pull it out. Adedoyan got one start. In the midfield, Sean Whalley, we referenced him being the veteran, 36, 1,193 minutes. He's got 4 goals, and he's chipping in up front. And so I went and looked at his shooting stats more than anything else, because it was his shooting stats that were the most impressive. So you can see even if you recall, maybe you don't, I'm not going to go back, but Andrews had 2.01 shots per game, Pritchard 2.36, Paul Mullen 2.28, he's at 1.92, so as a midfielder, not falling off the map, and he's got a decent shot conversion rate, 75th percentile, and a decent shot accuracy rate at 80%, and so he seems to be certainly interested in running forward and joining the center forwards in attack, and seems capable in that area. That leaves the other 3 largely either defensively or being the party who's supposed to be delivering service, right? Longelo Mbule took his statistics there, interceptions, and you're going to see that as a thread when you get into the center backs. That's what if Accrington Stanley does something well, it's their interceptions. Longelo Mbule, he's, aside from interceptions, Longelo Mbule, he's better than most with his ground duels won, especially on the team, 91st percentile, but aerial duels, getting dribbled past, that's not necessarily a strong suit, but you can expect, I would expect him to be in support of the back line here through the game. It tends to be where statistics are. Tommy Lee, 23 years of age, 1,112 minutes. Mr. Lee has been with the club for a while. You'll see here, looking at the stats for him, and you'll see those key passes, those successful crosses. That's him. He's a service guy, so you'll see him probably not sniffing around the net, but I'm sure he's going to be responsible for trying to get the guys the ball, whether that be pushing direct or from the corner crosses. The other player getting a lot of time out there, Jack Nolan, 22, 987 minutes. He has 4 goals. He's also leading the team in goal involvement. He's got 3 assists. That leaves him tied with Pritchard, but because of the goals and assists, his goal involvement is the highest on the team. Can see he's got the crosses down, but no passing really like Tommy Lee. It tends to be, or seems to be, that's the strategy going forward, which explains why their passing numbers are so low, is that they're running ball through, maybe a little bit of interplay to get it into the corner, and then looking to get it to the front of the net. So what do I say? Big bodies in the middle. For Saturday, Parky, if you're listening to me, you probably shouldn't be, but if you were, that's my take. Defenders, Brad Hill, 19, 1,423 minutes. It looks like he's on the left side more often. I haven't seen such a one-sided defender like this. When I look at his statistics, and from Brad Hills, I had to go to FOTMob because Footy Stats wasn't up. By the way, check out both of their sites. They've got all the details. Happy to push them. 57th percentile in tackle wins percentage, but 100% again in interceptions. That's the Accrington Stanley way. It's the interceptions. 0% in aerial duels, but there's another one who's at 0. I just can't see that being the case, that they're both at 0. It must be that the statistics are just incomplete. But I put it there, 9% in being dribbled past. So maybe a target for getting run at when you've got one of these young guys standing in front of our KG veterans. Kevin Mellor, already talked about him, 32, 945 minutes on the right-hand side. Kevin Mellor, the veteran from Crew who came over, 945 minutes. He seems to be more on the right-hand side. You look at his numbers, his aerial duels won. He's only got 20 of them. He's 82nd percentile, which makes me think that he's not really that involved in the middle of the box. And you'll see, again, interceptions are quite high, 82nd percentile, but he's there with some clearances. And that seems to be his game, is those interceptions on that right side. More towards the center, then there's a number of options that can go in there, but Jay Rich is the most frequent, 24-year-old, 940 minutes as a center, 74th percent in interceptions, 41st percent in ground duels. But again, we see those aerial duels at 0. So not much I can take away from the statistics there except to say it certainly appears to me that this is just an average team doing average things, which given their size, to be fair, probably isn't that bad. 34,000 is a market to draw on for income. But the punching above their weight class, I'd suggest, bookies certainly say that that's the case. And they just haven't been able to find consistency. And that's also a byproduct of having so many young bodies. They're going to come out like gangbusters sometimes, and sometimes they're just going to not be on the pitch. Goaltenders, they've had a clear divide. They started with Toby Savin. He started weeks 1 through weeks 9. Then they lost to Tranmere Rovers. He was out, and in came John McCracken. Just going back to Savin, his save percentage, 54.5%. That's not so good. So a reason why they've gone with McCracken, a 23-year-old. He's on loan from Norwich City. 2/3 of the starts, and he's been in since week 10. He's got a 71% save percentage, so doing a little bit better, but just to keep it on par. Ogonko sitting at 80%, so that sort of identifies where they fit in the league. So that really wraps up the stats. I ran those through together because I'm working on another video. Andy Holt is a fascinating man, the chairman, owner of Accrington Stanley. He's been there for a while now, 8 years, drove the sponsorship to save the club and clear off a bunch of debt. And so he needs to be complimented for his willingness to get involved for the betterment of Accrington Stanley. He's also lippy. And the stuff that he's very active on Twitter. He's been critical of Wrexham throughout. I've got a problem with their ticket sales, and I tweeted about this. A lot of people responded and said, hey, home team, away team, we're all paying this increase in tickets that have come up for it. It's because police force and it makes sense. I don't buy it. But I'm going to try to impartially present the evidence in a subsequent video and let you guys make up the decision on things. And so that's where we sit with it. All right, it's that time where we end up looking at what type of food or what professional sports club is Accrington Stanley most like. And the sports club is probably the easiest one. I mean, pick a small market club and just go with it. You're going to choose the Arizona Coyotes. You're going to choose the Milwaukee Brewers, maybe the Minnesota Twins. Does that qualify? They'd had numbers this year, I guess. The Green Bay Packers. That's who you're going with Accrington Stanley. And I say that because with a small population in the city at 35,000, I'm not saying it because they don't have passionate fans. I'm saying it because the draw is small, so it limits what they're capable and able to do. And that's the comparison that they'd have. The Saskatchewan Roughriders in the CFL would be a perfect example. Passionate, but certainly geographically restricted to that area. Going off on that theme then and trying to pick something, Accrington Stanley is a bowl of rice. A staple. Nothing flashy, nothing nightmarish. You don't hear anybody ever say, I hate rice. But you don't hear a lot of people saying, I love rice on its own either. And so that's Accrington Stanley. They exist. In today's EFL, that's actually a compliment, and Holt gets that. We'll talk about that stuff later. So, hey, hopefully getting this one out tonight. That leaves it way in advance for me to try and get the other one out tomorrow or the day after. We're there for the watch party on Saturday. We'll put that out into the system, and then anticipating Swansea for the women on Sunday. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and I keep forgetting to mention this. I might have to add another one. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy this content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It's great for the algorithm gods, trying that onward push to 1,000 so we can get there. This has been Sean Driver. I'm going to cut it off there. Welcome to the Red Horde. Cheers. Check, check. Okay, that should be better. Enough of the chaos. No cancellations. You guys will have to let me know if you've got me now. I'm hoping that we are okay. I see the mixer is moving up, and so I'm assuming that we're fine. Jesus. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. Sean Driver, that's who I am. Bit of a panic, Red Horde. We're going to have Remembrance Day ceremony. I don't want to have to talk through it. I'll tell you about the whole thing and talk about the tweet, but they're going to do a moment of silence here, and I want to respect that. Scoreboard changed, messed with all the formatting, mouse broke. Video was deleted yesterday because I wanted to clear the decks to make sure that the system was running fine. Microphone decided to have its little hiccup. It's very low, eh? I will try to do a boost here. Properties, not on that one. Advanced. We'll have a moment of silence, and so I'll do that while we're dealing with this. Well, I've bumped it up a little bit during the break. I'm hoping that that one's better. If it's not, I can go up a little bit more and really push things, and I'm hoping it's not crackling on your end. If you haven't been here before, we watch on iFollow. That's the only option available. It's internationally. Obviously, if you're in the UK, you're trapped by Article 48, and so you're stuck listening, watching on TV if it is on TV, or otherwise. A couple things going on. Just last night, I was watching the CONCACAF, or wanting to watch the CONCACAF, Canada versus Jamaica. Winner of that game goes to the Copa America. It takes on Brazil and Argentina and all that sort of stuff in a 2-game series. So if you get the score of that, please don't share it with me, because I've got it recording, because they didn't play it last night because of a monsoon, the big lake in the middle of things. I know the Wales game is going on. I don't know how people feel about that. Being able to watch that, maybe they're recording it, maybe they've got it doing their thing. So I want to be able to celebrate the Wales thing. I'll leave it to the Welsh people to comment. If you want those out there, then feel free to go ahead and do that. I saw that somebody already got booted because the bot grabbed them. So really, the bot will grab you if you're using too many emoticons, if you're all caps, or if you're spamming frequently. Spain, I actually think Spain's not one on the list. So we'll tally that one up. That's awesome. Now I've got no audio. Carolyn, I think that's with you. I'm hoping that's with you. In any event, just the interesting side of things as far as I'm concerned with the lineup, I haven't really gone through that, is I think the big thing is no Pritchard for them. We've got obviously Davies going down the left-hand side, Davis, so that'll be interesting. O'Connor staying in the back. I thought we might have gone big, just given the circumstances. I've got to get my scoreboard up here for when they end up lining everything up. We're starting to approach the center dot. Davis is going to be going down the left. So 1 second. We're going to end up with 40 going down the right. And I was wondering if they were going to bring O'Connor up and maybe slide back in a regular defender like McAlinden or Boyle. But they've decided to keep him there. The whistle blows. We're underway. I'll hit the replay button, resume button as we go forward. And this is it. The controversy. I started a video, I did it twice, about policing costs and Andy Holt and all of his nonsense about the $5 upcharge and is it a Wrexham tax. My conclusion was it was, but I want to give the guy a benefit of the doubt because he's basically saved Accrington Stanley back in 2015. But what Wrexham did this morning, lowering the prices for the return match by £5, is absolutely brilliant and the best troll job I've heard of in a long, long time. And so now I feel obligated to do the video again and have a laugh because he freaked out and was like, why are you doing this right before kickoff? I was like, because you're a tool. So game is underway. Ogonko's got it 39 seconds in, and of course, nothing goes perfect in my world this morning. We'll catch up at the 1 minute mark here as we get close, and the scoreboard will get going. It's sitting at 1. Ogonko, long kick down. I'm assuming many of you aren't listening, so I'll give more commentary today as we go through. Throw into Wrexham. I'm expecting with no Pritchard, who's the guy who stirs the drink for them. I mean, they still have Lee out there, Leigh. I think their danger guys are 17 and 18. Nolan 17, Lee 18 are the two danger guys. They've also gone with Odadoyan. Header in the air, cleared away by Accrington Stanley out of the box. Firmly pushed left-footed, and it's back to Tom, who was sitting back there while they had the long throw-in from Tozer. Is that George? Who's got the mustache? Is that O'Connor? Why did I think that was Gorgeous George? And it turns out it's Mr. O'Connor, the mustache for Movember. Thomas O'Connor, I thought you were a child, and here you are looking like a 30-year-old man. I don't know if that throws anybody else off. Holy cow. It's been a week. It's been a long time in between games that you'd end up not seeing the players, and Thomas O'Connor comes out looking like Stellick off a Magnum PI. Crazy. So Wrexham with a free kick into our third. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, Adedoyan getting the start, which he's got a moderately improved goals per 90, but his minutes, if I recall, I can go back to the football references. I don't believe he's had a lot of minutes, 146 minutes so far this season. So they're going completely fresh up front. And without Pritchard, who is supposed to be the guy who controls their midfield. So listening to Rob Ryan Red, muted again. No, I'm not. Everybody's got gremlins this morning because I'm pretty sure that's not me. I see the board moving, so I'm going to just keep going. Throw in for Accrington, quite deep. Or is that going to be a corner? Nope, throw right by the corner flag. And so they are going completely young, except for their captain, Connelly. Long throw, here it comes. That was oh, it's up in the air. It's still bouncing around inside the box. I do not like this. Odadoyan takes a swing at it. George Evans is there to block it. There's a bit of a shout for a handball. I don't think that there was, but the reaction from Evans was that he was guilty. He threw his hands back. Mansfield, geez, he's early on for sure. I'm going to watch this one on the... So it comes in, it bounces, it hits the ground. Adedoyan not able to get to it. Bounces over then again to Langelo. And Langelo swings... I don't know. Evans had his hands up like this, and he certainly acted as though he was guilty afterwards. But nothing called. And it's going to be another throw-in for Accrington into our third. Rough start to this one as far as possession goes. And I say that, and then I go look up a FOTMob, and it's at 63% for us, where they've got the only shot so far. Andrew requested no heart attacks today and an easy, straightforward game, and I'm with him. Yeah, the Welsh similar match is on right now, live. The Canada-Jamaica qualify for Copa America. That was weak, Mullen. That was a flop. I don't like that stuff. I just don't like it. Like if you're legitimately pushed, then go for it and try to draw it. That was a foul, and instead O'Connor gave it away, and here they come into the penalty area. Yeah, I don't like this. Langelo out front, back to Langelo on the right hand side, kicked forward, cleared, and Evans well done in defense. See, this, I don't like the soft stuff and the referee noted that's two soft ones that he didn't call. The first one especially soft. I don't know what Mullen was thinking about going down there. Like, that was just crumpled when he had a right hand go onto his back. I don't like that. And O'Connor, I thought that there was much more into that one, but they didn't give the free kick. So long throw right into the penalty area, headed away. Accrington now edge of the area. We're doing a header battle back and forth, in, out, ping pong. Hayden just gets the latest blow. Accrington gets it back down, and Lee settles it down. Long ball forward left, too far for Moles, but it's cleared out, and we'll get a throw. My clock stopped again. Thank you for that. Nothing wants to work this morning. Oh, have they... I think their site is down, guys. Site cannot be reached. Interesting, because I'm still got internet. I haven't seen that one happen, so do I take off the scoreboard for now? And I'll just keep checking that one as we go through. Down through. Oh, we might have got a corner out of that one. Well done by Davis. He runs it down the left-hand side. Ball's going to go out of play, and he just gets a last-minute left footer on it and bangs it off the shins of the Accrington player. He's low is complaining, but I actually think that was a brilliant play, and I think he did get to him. Let's see here. Oh, it was a back heel. I don't know if it did. It rolled off the back of his foot. I don't know whether we got a little bit fortunate there. Unfortunately, there goes the scoreboard. I'm going to keep uploading here and see what happens. Into the box. Lee with it. Nothing doing, so he gets it back. Reserved into the box. Far post. Headed away by Accrington, but it's going to fall down, and George is going to get a chance. He just hoofs it over his head, and Accrington does the header out, and it's now at center field. All right, center field, mid-pitch. Yeah, interesting that the website went down. I'm hoping I don't have to figure out another way to bring in a scoreboard. That would be entertaining. iFollow's working. Got Louisiana. So we're going to get a free kick. Edge of the area. Mullen ends up going down, and that one was legitimate. Yeah, tripped. We would call that a slew foot in hockey, where you take the player out by sweeping his legs out from underneath him, and that was a right hook into his left leg and just swept Mullen down. So we've got Tom Selleck, or Tom O'Connor, standing over the ball with Davis and Mullen all having a look here as the wall builds. 4 people in the wall. We're, let's call that 5 feet away from the edge of the penalty area. right in front. No streaming links for me, Liam. Unfortunately, I'm not able to throw that stuff out there. With Wrexham doing what they're doing with the vloggers, here's the kick, left footer. It's there. Oh, well saved by the goalkeeper. With Wrexham doing what it's doing with the vloggers, and then they went after Wrexham recaps, I'm going to stay on the up and up and encourage no links, and that's why they're actually blocked from the chat now. Before I was just saying please follow because 80% of the money goes to Wrexham, and I still say follow even if you're just listening to me. Go to iFollow, pay the money, load up the coffers of the Red Dragons. More money, more players, more fun. So we've got it. Lee kicking it back. Interesting that he didn't look to move forward off of the free kick and instead just gets it to Hayden. So here we are, middle of the pitch, and a turnover. Don't like the turnovers, and that's 2 so far early in the game, but we're able to get possession. Lee, left side. Yeah, John, different in hockey though, right? Because you get your feet kicked out from you there on ice, and it's trouble, and it coming back on the back of your head and all that sort of stuff. Tough to get the extra foot out. Slew footing in when you're on your feet, you're able to sort of save yourself when you're not on skates. No, Dave, the website went down that I normally run with. It ran for the first 3 minutes, and now it's completely done, and even right through to like the whole thing. And it's not on me because I got internet, so I'm not going to be able to bring that up. I'm maybe at the half. What I might do is just see, I've got another way of, kicked in, it's right there. Lee, in front of the box, kicks it, blocked away. Just too many people in the box and too many bodies to beat it by. If he could have fit that through the about 8 bodies that were standing in front of him, that would have been something. But I think that's going to go for a goal kick. So it was to the short post. Accrington headed it, and it ended up plopping right to Lee, basically sitting where the dot is for where you take penalty kicks. And it was too many bodies in front of him. So frustrating. I've got one other option I can potentially do with that. Maybe I will. I wouldn't say the first 5 minutes they were with better control, but since then I'd say it's been mostly us. I don't know whether that's just we're going to play back and forth where everybody gets 5 minutes of control. But it's much improved in the last 5 minutes, that's for sure. I'm just going to try something while we're doing this, and I'll see if it works. See how well I can multitask while I'm calling the game. So it is in play, just doing the midfield header back and forth, and ended up getting a free kick here, and he's going to give it to Accrington from just inside the midfield stripe. Yeah, 61% I've got on mine. 2 shots for us, 1 shot for them. One of ours on target, that being the Tom O'Connor service. And good little nick of the ball there, but Dalby not able to save it, and they've got control in the midfield. Dalby pressuring. Accrington down, up against the goal line, just edge of the penalty area. Wow, O'Connor just walks in there and the guy spun around on it when he arrived, and O'Connor stops with the ball. Mullen now down the left-hand side. Everybody, Jones trying to get up. Davis over on the left side. He ends up trying to switch, but not enough. Couldn't get enough on the ball, so it ends up being cleared, but Evans is there, knocks it down. Midfield. Lots of Accrington players. The one thing I'll say about Accrington is despite their age is at least right now they are man on. They were up there putting pressure on. We'll see whether over the game and what I expect as they get overwhelmed. Into the area, headed. Oh, good save. And I think it would have got there. I don't think it was headed for the post. So is it going for a corner? Nope, it's saved. Still got possession now. I'm just going to call him Tom Selleck the whole time. O'Connor with it, gets it across to Hayden, and away they go down the right-hand side. Yeah, John, I've been asked if I want to do a video on that one. I've obviously got the police forcing enforcement issue that Accrington was talking about. I don't know whether that's legitimate or not. I don't think it is. And so I'm tempted to do a video on that. And so, yeah, we got some things to talk about for sure. There, that's my substitute fix for right now. I'm just pillaging that from Google. Problem is it may end up popping up quicker than I'm going to end up having it, because I'm going to be at 14 minutes and 25 seconds, and it's telling me we're at 16 minutes. So, yeah, the score clock disappeared for me. And so I've had to put in a substitute, and it'll just have to be the Google score, and it's going to tell us in advance. So if you're behind, I apologize. And if I get a ball out of play, I might hit the refresh button here to go through. It's been a beautiful Tech Gremley complete day at all the bells and whistles. Into the box, too far, going to go past, headed down. Davis tries to get it to Mullen. He grabs it. And well, they gave a free kick because a player went down. I thought that was as soft as Mullen taking the flop earlier, but hey, it is what it is. Georges, how's it going? I got Brendan in, Kim, W&G, John, Andrew. All the regulars are here. I haven't seen Jed yet today, but there's a whole bunch of people. Longolo into the box, far corner. That was dangerous because he had position over there, and it's swept in again. These crosses are looking dangerous. But so far, the center back's able to clear them out. Heart palpitations already, and it's only 15, 16 minutes in. Do not like. Accrington nicks it again. Here they come. 61% possession, as I can see on the screen here. But they've been coming at us as O'Connor's now out with Longello on the right-hand side. Crossed into the box, high corner, going to go too far, and it's going to go for a corner. Headed out there. 40 came back to knock that one back. Do not like. And I just say, this is actually better than I thought. What I expected that we were going to get from Accrington was a lot of leg, a lot of defense, a lot of hustle, a lot of young guys doing their thing, but no creativity and no service in the box. Unfortunately, they're getting good service into the box. Left-footed corner in. Cleared away. I don't know who that was. It just hit the ground there, but that was impressive. Oh, we're getting a free kick as well. Tozer clearing that. No nonsense. Love it. Oh, Gonko with the kick. So I'm going to hit the refresh button and just see where I end up and hope I don't end up losing the stream, which would be just my luck with the way that the day's gone. Spinning circle. And so if you've missed it, and the tweet that came out earlier, Andy Holt taking a shot at Wrexham repeatedly over the last 2 years. And then he ends up doubling back down and increasing the ticket prices for this one, claiming police costs. So I looked into it. I'm going to create a video on it. I've done it twice and then deleted it. I do have the stream back. I'm at 18 minutes. It claimed it was police costs. I looked into it. It's not police costs. This is just a straight up Wrexham grab and him increasing the prices. He gives away double the allocation to make sure that he gets a full barn so that he can fill it. And hey, look, I don't begrudge him for it. You've got an opportunity to make some quid for the team, then do it. But this is a guy who complained about Wrexham with their streaming thing in Vanarama, had a fight with the EFL because he wanted it to be collective and knew that he's got the smaller team. So he would rather have access to the bigger pot than just what Accrington Stanley can supply. Brilliant guy, good businessman, saved Accrington Stanley, but just wrong on so many levels. And so I'm going to do a video about that. Well, we got the spoiler out for the Wales one. Please, nobody talk about Canada, Jamaica. That game starts in 8 minutes. Edge of the box, Accrington, Stanley with it. 19th minute here for me. I'm 2 minutes behind. Back up over. I almost don't want to have that scoreboard up. I'm hoping we get back the other one. Whoa, what was that? So, gives a free kick and then they just decided play on, or did they actually say that that was a free kick and that they actually played it? Oh no, he said play on and didn't call it. Okay, fair enough. I thought he called a free kick and then they didn't play it, and all of a sudden it's going the other way. And Ogonkwo, it was a long shot through. Ogonkwo was there, full stretch over to the right hand side. And yes, W&G, I hope they do better. It's a big game because if you win this one, you're into the Copa America with Brazil and Argentina and Ecuador and Colombia and Chile, Peru. Surprise upset, Honduras taking out Mexico yesterday, 2-0. So we'll see when they get back to Mexico whether they can overcome that. If not, Mexico's going to have to qualify through the playoffs afterwards. Wrexham with it, right-hand side, pushed back. Moles, he's upset. He's throwing a fit in the corner, but I'm not with you on this one. That was an arm in the back, and as soon as you felt it, you just doubled over. Like, I get that you're trying to draw stuff, but it's got to be a little bit more in it, I would hope. Love ya. McCracken roll flat. Nicked then. He just drilled that along the ground as it skipped to the midfield line. We ended up getting it back to O'Connor, and it's down left to Lee. Yeehaw, let's go. Brendan, I'm with you. So you don't disagree with me. At least that's one. I hate calling out our own players, but that's just too easy. Mullen playing it forward, up to Ford. Accrington able to get there for the throw. Tozer's going to come. We're going to have a Tozer bomb, and up come the bodies. Good amount of people, 115. Hey, if you're just eavesdropping and you're not taking part in the chat, you got to hit the button and then you can take part. Looking to try and get this to 1,000. It's interesting with the subscriber numbers. They've gone up and down all week long, and I don't usually get the down, so I don't know what was happening there. Long throw into the box, short post, headed away. No luck, no love. Shots 3-3, since we don't have the scoreboard up. Far right side, headed down. Lee's going to be able to get there. Well done getting all the way back. He's in the corner with two guys on, and he just lost it. It's going to be an Accrington throw. Unfortunate. The pressure of the two guys on him up as he was getting hemmed into the corner, just not able to pull that one out. Rake Leaf Day. I've been told this is a joint effort. Oh, the law is being laid down in the King household. Hey, A22. It's a pleasure. It's nice to see everybody. It's been too long between games. Long throw in, headed away, up in the air. Accrington gets it about 10 feet out, but right foot clears it down. Nobody down there but Mullen chasing. Oh, bad little kick. Is Mullen going to get there? Oh, he's beat him. Can he get it enough of an angle? Oh, yeah, dangerous. So that one ended up bouncing, skipping, Mullen on the run, and you were like, I don't know if it's going to get all the way back to the keeper, and the keeper decides I'm going to go a little bit late. Mullen punches it forward with his right foot, and the goalkeeper and him are onto a race. And they're able to get it out. I don't know if that went for a throw or a corner. 73 passes for us, 49% for them, 62% is their percentage, 67% is ours. So here comes the left-footed outswinger. No, Hayden can't get there. Pumped away by Accrington. I'll tell you what, Accrington's looked better than I thought. I was reading things and hearing how good Pritchard had been for them. I was really expecting them to struggle without him, and that doesn't seem to be the case so far. Oh, I don't think it was you, Swirly, with sub, unsub. I went up like about 12, 14 over the week, and then the last couple of days I've gone south, and now I'm back up again. So I usually get a drop off after each game because sometimes there's people from other teams who come and join. They hit the subscribers, they bump up so that they can chat if they wish to, and then the numbers end up going down afterwards when they're like, "Wow, that was fun. I'm done. I don't want to watch more Wrexham things." So I am trying to get to 1,000. I was hoping to get to it today. I think it's going to be 72 is a bit of a stretch, but you know, we'll see how it goes. The numbers have been lower than they were. We were on an increase for a long time, and now Gillingham in this game came back down. I was hoping there'd be enough controversy in this one to get people interested. That was fascinating. Just tapping the ball forward. The Wrexham fans along that sideline are complaining because you just advanced it about 15 feet down the left-hand side. Just Accrington with control down the left side. Hayden now all the way down. Dalby able to get there. Just nothing really threatening going forward now. Jones with it. Defers to Tozer, and we're going to have our 40, and 40 defers to Hayden as we're just inside the midfield stripe. Yeah, local pundits doing it, and I don't have a problem with that. Everybody's got their preferences and their styles, and I think that there's enough to go around. I like to think that mine's better, but no. I'm doing this mostly for me, and to be fair, the last week, like too long in between games, I've missed the people who are here. It's been tons of fun, so I'm hoping it continues to grow. We'll see what ends up happening. But in any event, I'm having fun doing this and chatting and getting to know the people that are here. It's been a lot of Longello down that right side. Oh, dangerous ball. Oh, do not like that. Left footer from Longello that skipped around O'Connor, goes into the box and just missed by Adedoyan. Longello again, right-hand side. Lee. Going to be a long throw again for Accrington. Going to get the replay on this. Left footer from Angelo. And it was Adedoyan. Just couldn't get enough on it. He was if he was about a foot further, he would have got another kick going instead of just trying to get his foot on it. And so, Brendan, are you talking about the style or are you talking about my appearance? No. All except for the score. Yes, I would like to get back. I would love to get it back as I hit the button here, trying to get the score in. Oh, we might have success here. My boards. Log in. The camera angle here, when it gets into the corner, I can't see exactly what's happening. Now, there is some discussion, and it looks like somebody got a booking. But I can't really see what's happened. They went to show the replay, and all I saw was the trusses of the rooftop of the stadium. And I can't tell, because it's half and half, Wrexham and oh, somebody take a screenshot there so we know how many stewards are in that corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it was a throw-in for us. So I don't know, maybe there wasn't a card or was for unsportsmanlike. I don't know what happened in that corner. Trusses in the way. Lee has it. Can he take a shot? Oh, the goalie mishit it while he was way out. Could have maybe taken it from a long distance away, and Dalby tried to play it to him. And God, scrambly. We just don't look pretty. I want to look pretty. We don't look pretty. Lee didn't realize, I don't think, that the goalkeeper was out over on to the right of goal, left-hand side that we're attacking. He clears it out, and Lee's able to nick it. He had the empty net. If he would have seen it or could have taken a shot or was confident in it, he could have done it. But just maybe didn't feel comfortable, didn't feel confident, that didn't end up taking it. And it is what it is. We need, you know what, it's just that final third we haven't been able to get what we we just haven't been able to connect. And even that last play was a perfect example of Dalby sort of thinking that Mullen was going to go one way and trying to get over there and not being able to. And so that's unfortunate, I guess, is what you would call it. And we're back with the scoreboard, I hope. 29-11. I'm a couple seconds ahead. I updated the shots. Oh, and we just got 2 more for Wrexham that came up. So we're good. Whoa, nicked again. Well done by Adedoyan to try and get to that. You know what? I like effort like that, even though it didn't work out. He stole it from O'Connor, and here he comes streaming back the other way. Adedoyan putting in the minutes. Getting in the steps. Accrington with it. Midfield. In forward, low. Up to, who else? Longello. How many times have I said this guy's name? Longello, left footer, swept in. Adedoyan not able to get there. It's that dangerous ball again. He's able to curl it around the defender immediately before him. And because of that, there's a lot of pathways to get to goal. And there he was trying to find Adedoyan, who just didn't get up there. I heard that. It's a good time to be a Wrexham fan. Season 3, we've got a game on here. We're second round of the FA Cup, 10 in a row. When things are rolling, you want games every day, and this week off in between games is struggling. Yeah, I'm surprised it's only 10 minutes or 10 seconds to be, or sorry, 18 seconds behind. I can't pick it up. I will take 18 seconds. That's way better than like the minute it was before. Accrington, Stanley, right side, clears it down. And we get a throw. Let's get going. 55% now, the possession. There's been an extended stay here, and if I'm going to see if I can find the momentum meter. Yeah, it's been the momentum meter now since the 27th minute for them. 4 minutes, that's enough. Oh, I didn't hear that it was going to be released earlier. That is awesome. Mullen with it. Challenge. Oh, that's no. See, Brendan, that's a flop. I think you'll agree with me. That's about the same amount of force that Mullen went down with, but Mullen doesn't get called. And here, it's just a little tap, if anything at all, and it's a flop, and the referee blows it. I guess maybe you could argue that offensively, you don't want to have a scoring attempt occur from a weak attack like that, from a weak push like that, so you err on the side of caution. But man, that was soft. Soft. Or it's just a different standard between teams. Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, service, far corner. Oh, who was it that got back there? Was that 40? 40 getting a pat on the back, and well done to him. It actually ended up splitting the two defenders, and even though Ford, I don't think he got to it, but it was left by Lee to go to Nolan, and Fordy just interrupts it. Lee, I don't know why he didn't take that. He just looked over his left-hand shoulder, maybe heard the call. Left footer into the box, far post, up in the air. Lee now scrambling to go and get it. Longello. And you just cursed it, Kim, because that was their first shot on goal. And another turnover. But O'Connor's able to get in there. Kim, what we need you to say is, and Wrexham have 0 goals today. And then we'll see if that ends up being it. And if that's the case, we're just going to call on you all season long. Dalby playing it back. Nice little touch. Mullen's right there. Gets he get off the woodwork. I might have been offside. Could have been all for naught anyway. But Mullen. Was that offside? Because then I wouldn't care as much. But he's had the whole net right in the middle. Nobody on either side. I don't think he was offside. I think the player over on the right kept him on. Players on the line. Yeah, no, he was onside. He just missed that and banged it off the woodwork. That's the 3rd time this season where I don't know if he's bounced it high. That's not what we normally see. I know you set the expectations so high when you're a man of his caliber. Third best player in the EFL according to the Football Content Awards, which was half voted on by judges, half voted on by fans. So that was impressive. Wrexham being the best team in the EFL according to the Football Content Awards, which demonstrates we're massive. Corner coming up for Accrington Stanley. Not much in that one. Longello ended up just getting it around Tozer, and Tozer was screaming back to go and get it. Longello, it looked like he nutmegged him. Longello did, but was still able to get the corner. So it's going to be a left-footed in-swinger from the right-hand side in front of the uncovered Wrexham fans standing in the cold, unfortunately not the rain. Here it comes. No, it doesn't. He pauses. There is going to be a stern warning and a talking to from this official who is dissatisfied with Longello. Oh, is that Longello? No, it's not. Longello's out there. It's not Adedoyan. He's boxing up on Tozer or O'Connor. Oh, let's just get on with it. Left footer. Here we go. Had it up, and Ogonko just comes out anyway and says, forget it. And he doesn't. He just punches it and he loses it. Whew, that's a little bit dangerous. How is that not a free kick? 40 ended up saving it again. You know what? 40 for me so far, man of the match, because he's had two great defensive plays coming back to track down men, and then that one clearing the ball out of the box. Well, I can't. Oh, there's the phone call-in show. If you're watching, actually, I haven't heard Griffiths for a while on this one, and so am I the only audio going? Calling in as to the no noise, that could be why. We got Mark Griffiths back. That's why they were calling in. ET phone home, and they've got him connected. I think he's had to connect through the phone, and now we're getting a Ringle in. But maybe I can finish my thought while Wrexham goes for a throw in to clear pressure. Half of the stadium is on. They lost power for 2 minutes and they've connected. So Wrexham's in the uncovered end on the right-hand side as well as the full length of the away end on the other end. But it may be that we didn't hear any singing because that's usually where Mark Griffiths is. And so now that we have Mark and he gave his 2-minute summary, he says it's been disjointed and hurried. And I think that's true. It should be 1-0. I'm still shocked at Wrexham standing, 15 feet in front of goal. Goalie not out all the way to cut off the angle. Ability to go right, left, and he ends up going over top and bangs it off of the post. Just frustrating. Ogonko long. We're back in play. 36 minutes. I guess I don't have to call it anymore. It's up on the clock. A header battle just inside the Accrington half. They're going to end up winning that out, but we clear it in. They win it back. We get it again. They get it back. Lee gets it again. Somebody control it, and Lee says, okay, I will. And Ogonko says, I'm going to ship it again. Long ball down too far. Headers back and forth. But we gain possession. Midfield stripe. Evans over to Lee. Left-hand side. Oh, that was Lee there. Gets it forward. Davis forward. Headed in. Somebody. There's a chance. James Jones just whiffed on it in the box. Completely. How did he miss? That was a goal-scoring opportunity. Nobody around him. It gets flipped in the air off of a bad play. He's got the chance to go right, and it didn't go anywhere. He just missed it. No deflection, no header. Time to come down. He had his feet set. I don't know what that was. We are all human. And they, Sean, are better than you are at football by a million miles, and sometimes mistakes happen. But 2 of them so far, chalk them up. Unfortunate. Oh, Hayden touched that. So it's going to be a corner for them coming from their left side. Nolan out there to set it on the spot. Whether he takes it, we shall see. Left-footed out swinger from the left side. 2 big chances, 2 whiffs. You're exactly right, Kim. It's into the box. He took that more before I could get my coffee and headed behind the line. It's going to be a goal kick. No threat, no worries. All's wonderful and well in the world. Okonkwo with it. Long ball. Clipped down. Another Okonkwo kick. Oh, he conceded a corner. That's Adedoyan busting his hump to down the line. This Langelo and Adedoyan, they got tons and tons of energy. What I've expected from this game was that's what we were going to get, was lots of leggy stuff, but not with as many threats. And they're certainly getting in those threats. I was hoping that we would be swarming them with just so many shots and so much attacking pressure that over time we'd wear them down. Haven't seen that yet. We've had 2 clear chances, but those have sort of come after quick direct play. Cross in, left-footed out swinger. Whew. Cleared out. Accrington now trying to get it away from Mullen, and the goalkeeper's got it to push back the other way. It's equal. 5 shots, 5 shots. Sorry, I've been trying to update it. I love being able to hear the encouragement from the fans in the stream there. Exuberant, enthusiastic. It's been sloppy. The good news is it hasn't been sloppy in the back half. Oh, that ref. Was he playing advantage? I thought that when you're playing advantage, and Andrew, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you were making a sign that you were playing advantage, because I didn't see it from him. And is he going to give a card here to Connolly? Because he just had no play on the ball. And just basically took out, well, to be fair, I missed who it was. Was it 40 on that side? Sitting at 117 people. That's not bad. Oh, up in the air, into the box. That was a weird cross, because when it first went off his boot, I thought that he'd sent that to the moon. But it did go to the moon, but it came right back straight down. I thought it was going to go out of the stadium when he first kicked that with the angle. So Tozer, this one might be out of range. If anything, he's might be able to get it short posted. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. I like the algorithm going. Heck, share it on Twitter. Grab the link and say, I'm in this watch party. Come and join in. I would love to be able to do that more when I'm doing this, but there's so much going on. I can't pump out the social medias. Lee, edge of the box. Still with it. Well done. Jones tries to get it back up, pumps it into the corner, and that was a wasted play. Charged down, goal kick. It's just ugly, sort of like that. Just doesn't make any sense to me. He had nobody running into the corner. He just sort of served it over there, hoping that somebody would be able to get it. Served it up too hard. Like, just do the safe switch if you need to. This is one of those weeks where I wasn't really expecting any of the teams that are with us to end up losing points. I thought that there was more pressure on us than anybody else, but I didn't think, to be fair, that this was going to be as competitive as it was. And I think it should be, to be fair, at least 1-0, if not 2. It is full. They announced a sellout 2 weeks ago, but it's also 26. It's exactly half, just under half, Wrexham fans. The entire 2 entire stadiums, or 2 entire stands are full of Wrexham fans. The one directly opposite camera and the one on the right-hand side that's uncovered. O'Connor, Tozer, Midfield gets it over. Davis heads it down. Lee puts it in the air. Mullen having a crack. Accrington able to clear it. And here comes Adedoyan taking on Tozer. Tozer says, no thanks, I'll take the ball. He gets slew-footed out of the back. Free kick. I'm hoping there's lots of pictures of Tom Selleck, because I'll tell you what, I wouldn't. If you would have said that that young man could grow a stash, I would have said no. But if I was him for Halloween, I know what I'm dressing up as. Wrexham with it, right-hand side. Ford looking to try and get one into the box. Can't. Gets it back. Jones, big swing in. Headed down, but it's still up there. Evans able to put it back into the box. Right in the penalty area. Oh, Mullen able to get it back. It's just, there are bodies everywhere. What are those things called? Zorb? You know, the big plastic bubbles that you have that you run through? That's what it looks like in the middle of the pitch right now with the ball bouncing over. It's just bodies everywhere running around trying to kick it, trying to take swipes at the ball. Bubble soccer. My apologies for that one. That one snuck up. Tozer, throw in. See, this is what I like. End of the half. Did my clock stop? It stopped on my... Weird. It has stopped on my control screen, but it's still running on the other. We'll worry about that at the half. Tozer, long throw. 15 feet away from the goal line. Oh, that was a good one, but it's headed away. They have so many men back. This reminds me of the Sutton United game, just with smaller center backs, where they just line everybody up and park the bus in the back on all defensive plays. Like even Adedoyan is back only 10 feet from the penalty area. So Tozer throw again. Long, heave in, shorter than the short post. Davis trying to find a shot, gets a turn. Can he get it off? He's got like 3 bodies. Hayden there gets it clattered into the back. Halftime whistle. Hayden still on the floor holding his ankles. I would like to see a replay on that one before we end up going back. I don't know if we're going to. They're all doing the Movember thing, I guess. Mullen's got a little bit of a stat. Does he have one? Or is that just shadow? So it's a bit of a war out there, this one. I'm going to try and see. I'm nervous to play with the clock here. Oh, there we go. It worked. We're all good. Life is wonderful and happy. So really quick first half, not a lot in that. I don't know what anybody's thoughts are. I'm taking a look at the FOT mob. We're up by 2%. Shots are dead even. We've had more on target. We've had 1 big chance missed. I think that we should say 2, because we had the whiff. Accurate passes, we're only at 63%. We're only 12 ahead of them. They've had 2 more corners than us, but they've also, the fouls committed, they've had 8 compared to our 2. Just as... I don't like it. I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are, but there's just no bite in the game. And I expected there to be some bite because of the whole £5 debacle. And I'm going to make the video... If you weren't on at the start, Accrington Stanley charges £20 per game, home and away, for home and away fans at their stadium. They have increased the price for both home and away fans to £5. A lot of people call that a Wrexham tax. Gave the full allocation. It's the first time Accrington Stanley's been filled up. And people were calling out Wrexham tax. And people were like, no, it's policing costs. So I went and did a bunch of research on policing costs, found out that the police in England, through their SPS, Special Police Services, don't really have any idea what's going on financially. They don't, even though Mark Roberts, and I say that Mark Roberts, even though it's familiar to somebody who I know, not the same Mark Roberts, the police officer Mark Roberts, who I think he's with the South Yorkshire Police, or was, and now he's with the National Police Force, claiming that there's a big loss of money. And there's not, but to claim that the £50,000 just in the full markup, that's not including that there's an additional half ticket sales that are coming from Wrexham. The police costs are not going to be an extra $100,000. The Steel City Derby at its highest, with full capacity, is a charge to the clubs of is a full policing cost of 200,000 quid extra. So anyway, it was clear Andy Holt was ripping everybody off, and so, clear to me anyway. We can argue, but he was taking advantage of the circumstances and filling his coffers, while also previously complaining about Wrexham being having, well, he didn't use the word sugar daddies, but having Hollywood money, and being critical of it. And here he is taking advantage of it. And I just think that that's dirty pool. But it's also dirty pool from a guy who's really dedicated to his club. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, and my videos were too negative. But Wrexham handled it absolutely perfectly, announcing 3 hours before kickoff that the return leg, they're taking £5 off of their tickets. And I was like, that is ace. Absolutely brilliant. Am I on mute? I shouldn't be on mute. I get it. I'm going to bump my phone up here. Holy, the advertisements on iFollow. Do you have to be that ridiculous? Yes, Kim, that's also true. And interesting about that whole blow up that he had with the coaches, right, is those are the guys that in the they've had two different stints. They've taken the club from like 7th tier, 6th tier, 5th tier, all the way up. And nothing. Check my volume. I see everything going. Oh, that's W&G saying check it. Yeah, no, everything looks good to me. Louisiana, I see that we've got, for those that are still listening, I'll bring it up on here. Country ticker. And turn off the iFollow one. Oh, maybe I haven't updated it. 38 countries, but we're adding Spain to the map behind us. And so feel free to add where you're from so that we can update this one. Oh, Wrexham, I get it. 54 times £5. And you to add to that 2,600 because they don't sell out. Their average attendance is 2,400. They're up to 56. So let's just call it, it could be 3,000, but let's call it 2,500 at 20. That's their extra revenue as well, in addition to the 27,250. Anyway, I'm going to make a video about it. Really, Aruba? Saudi Arabia, we've had Abu. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're paying the service, so I get that. No commercials. I don't think you guys get ads. Do you guys get ads? Because I'm not up. I've got 70 more subscribers to go until I get ads, or until I get revenue. So I'm curious if you guys get ads. And I'm noticing I'm a little bit worthy here. Yeah, we've got 2 more big games, right? This game against Accrington and away, which is tough. And would I take a draw at the start of the season if you would have told me that we were taking the 8th team on? Man, that's annoying in my ear. 8th place team away in November. I probably would have said, yeah, a draw is nice. Yeah, no ads. So we'll see. You guys could get ads, and they could interrupt my streaming when I'm doing them if I get to 1,000. Let that be a discouragement. I don't know what's happening with that. I think I can place them for my other videos, but not for my lives. But we'll have to figure that all out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when we get there. But more come, and then. But as to Brendan's point, then we've got some games to make some hay. I would love to get through these two games with wins. Because if you do that and you want an opportunity to chase down Stockport and assert yourself in the top 3 definitively early on, then let's hammer down and get like massive points over the next 6 games. New Hampshire is new, and I'm going to have to write these down. I didn't get a piece of paper at the start of this one with all of the tech gremlins that went on in my universe. I am going to be on for the women's match for those of you that are doing it tomorrow. I will be here for that. I'm hoping I can find some time today to redo for the 3rd time the police cost video. And then here's another question for you. And I saw the videos or the comments, and I don't know if it was W&G or Kim who was talking about it. Somebody suggested I review the Everton decision, being a lawyer, and give my 2 cents. I've read it and I've got thoughts. I don't know if that's interesting. Do I work on the Academy video and get that one out? That's been sort of a slow process. Or what was the other controversy that was going on? Or anything else? Arkansas, I'm not sure if I actually have that one. Let's bring up the U.S. one here. Just give me a second. Arkansas, New Hampshire, and Spain so far. I didn't wake up. I woke up. The alarm went off at 4 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't going to wake up and obviously I was just going to roll over and grab the phone, but it went off at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I went, I don't like Notts or Bradford enough to punish myself to wake up this early to get this done. So I didn't do it. And as to Arkansas, I'm going to bring up the state ticker. Arkansas is on the list of those that we did not have. Kentucky we got. I know that one. There's been lots of Kentucky, especially considering the size. Maine we've had, but this is the list of those states that have not had somebody drop in. Yeah, John, that's what I wanted to look at. And what was asked of me was, what does that mean with Manchester City? Because they've got 115 charges. They're still going through the process. Chelsea's got some charges, I'm to understand. There's some other concerns. And what could be the potential penalty? Like, are you disbanding Man City? Are you sending them down to League Two? Are you kicking them out of the EFL? Like, if they're guilty on all 115 charges, especially when there's some suggestion that Manchester City hasn't been working with the investigators, the Premier League in doing everything, where Everton did. By all accounts, Everton was like, you know what, we made a mistake. We'll admit that we're over the PSR rules. This is why it happened in the circumstances. Some unfortunate stuff went on, and hey, can we just get a free pass? And they got smashed. And so I don't know. If you guys are interested in that, I can do that one. Oh yeah, the covenants. That's the other one. So if you can get me to 1,000, I can have a poll, and I can say, which video should I do next, and put it up there, and it can be posted. But I guess the choices are covenants, the policing costs, the academy, or the Everton story. And let me know what your thoughts are in message too. Otherwise, afterwards, however you want to let me know. Yeah, no, I get that it's quicker, but it does set an interesting precedent. And I don't want to ruin my video, but there's one massive criticism. I thought that the arbitrator or the panel's decision was relatively decent as far as written style and understanding where they were going. But there was one, I suggest, big absence, and it's probably the most one. So John votes for the academy and training ground. That one's getting closer. It's just one of those things. It's just no time. No time. And I can't do anything with my score clock again. And they must be having a real battle, because I can't refresh it or nothing. Well, I guess the question, and the big question, and this one I haven't put into the video, but it depends on where you take it. What do you look at what the points or the fine or the penalty is supposed to do? Is it supposed to be a punishment, or is it supposed to I guess it's early morning. My brain isn't operating. Is it supposed to encourage people to follow the rules? Seek compliance, and you can have punish or seek compliance, and what's the intention? And I think this one went full scale punishment, and I don't know if it was necessary to do that, to send the message to the teams that what these penalties are supposed to do is to encourage compliance. I mean, it will get there. People are going to comply, but I just felt that 10 points was too much, especially considering that Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Burnley, there's a couple of clubs who made applications early to get documents because they're suing for their loss of revenue, Leeds, because of what happened. I don't know. It's an interesting topic. It's fascinating, but it's certainly not Wrexham. And so I see a vote for Everton. Well, Kim, it does matter financially, right? Where you sit in the pecking order, especially if you, I mean, Everton really, I don't think had a chance to get into the Europa, but it's big money. So Brazil, well, Everton did have counsel. They had two lawyers. I can't remember who they were, two barristers anyway, and they had a bunch of solicitors because they were complimented in the decision. Maybe they jumped on late after Everton had already said, hey, we'll agree and get along and try and be the good citizens. I'll tell you what, it also sends a message. If I'm another club in the Premier League or the EFL comes knocking on my door and says, hi, we'd like to investigate the books, I'm contacting a lawyer and I'm only disclosing what's absolutely necessary. And that's a chill that the EFL and Premier League is going to have to deal with, because I ain't sharing crap. Not sharing crap. If I'm not going to get any benefit and any assistance, any glory, any relief from working with you, then you're now my enemy, because you've got the big boot and you've already shown to Everton that you're going to shove it right where the sun don't shine. So I don't like the outcome of the decision, if you can tell. And I'm not an Everton fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they. I did see that one, Woody, and I fully encourage everybody, if you haven't seen This Girl Can Play, go and check that out. I really like Lily. She's well spoken, she's confident, she's a great footballer, and so I mean, for 17 years of age, she has a ton of composure. And I'm gonna have to go back to the ticker. I can't get my. I can't get my ticker to work again, and it's screaming. So I'm going to have to go back to the Google score and take off the scoreboard for the time being. And I'll keep checking on that one, and I apologize. One of my service providers is having a day just like I did. We're back at it, though. 124 people in here. Yeah, Andrew, I get that one. And that's the other consequence is teams that lost their position, lost money, teams that got relegated, certainly now getting parachute money instead of Premier League, and the opportunity to get prizes like playing in the Europa or the Champions League. I don't know if they would have had a chance to go from near relegation all the way up, but they're missing that opportunity. Could affect gate set revenue, all that sort of stuff. And so I still have lots to read in the decision, but so far I've got some issues with what happened and what that means for the future. Anyways, we're back on. Let's talk some football, and hopefully we can pull out a 3 points here and get a little bit of love from the luck, because that first half, call it 50-50 between both teams, and really call it Longello doing his thing for Accrington. But they haven't really had any serious opportunities. I haven't felt under threat from their one shot on target and them sniffing about. But we've clearly missed two chances. So in any event, Ogonkwo clears it down. For those of you listening, Wrexham going from left to right on your computer monitor or telephone, tablet, whatever you're watching on. Accrington Stanley going right from left, and with the Wrexham fans directly opposite of camera. Boyle did come in, and I missed it. He come in for Tom? Because he's down on the left side. Or did Tom move up? So in any event, Accrington with the ball, running it through the midfield. And this is what I expected, was those long runs. That's got to be a free kick, because I don't think he got ball. Oh, all right, we'll take it. Anyway, referee gave us that one. And they're both having a chat. And to be fair, I kind of agree with them. I don't think he got ball first. Yeah, I'm a massive Lily fan. To be fair, she's quickly becoming, and you know what? My second favorite, the young Anchors. Anchors, is that the 16-year-old keeper who came in because Dell and Bolin couldn't make the trip down and drew into the lineup, and now she was the backup in the last game, and seems like she's really made herself a spot with the team at 16 years of age. And she played well. She played exceptionally well. I think she actually made the team of the week in any event. Accrington Stanley with it. They gained possession in their own half, and they're with the switch here on the right-hand side, pushing forward. Across the half, still moving. Longello now on that right side still, but far away from the camera. Tries to get it in. Cleared away. It's interesting with Longello being on that side and taking O'Connor out instead of Boyle. I would have preferred O'Connor out there just because Longello's got that pace. But in any event, yeah, I don't get that. I know on this one, Davis is back to take on Longello, but Longello, Boyle's strong in the air. His foot speed and his ground duels, I think, leave a little bit to be desired. And you're putting a guy in who's been pretty good down that same side. I don't know. The penalty. Are you kidding? So corner comes in, ball's almost out of play, and the guy ends up getting pulled down, and that's that Davis is involved, and he points to the spot. Points to the spot or pointed to the corner? He's going to go talk to his linesman. I can't update the clock, guys. Sorry, I thought I'd brought that in. My system's gone down, and I kind of want to hide this. There was nothing in this. It's a penalty. Fuck. So right footer in, far post, out of the way, and they're saying Boyle ended up pulling him down. That's a flop. That's a flop to me. Anybody else see it? And he just gave up. That's Mullen at the start. That is exactly Mullen at the start. So anyway, here comes the kick. It's going to be Lee taking it. Right footer scores. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, but if you compare the Mullen flop that I was exceptionally critical of at the start and ended up saying that can't be a penalty, and I actually thought that, you know, do you give simulation there? And here's the thing about the penalty call is there was nothing in it. The ball was 10 feet over his head. So anyway, Lee goes straight down the middle. Gonko goes to his left, and it's in there. 1-0 for the bad guys. And I don't know if Google's going to... Oh, I know what I have to do is... So I'm hoping the referee gets it right here. I'm going to have to bring that up and have another look and replay it and zoom it in because that just irks me. Well, you know what? Maybe that woke us up because not right now. Longello, he's got it again. Down over to the right side. Adedoyan crosses in. Ogonko, good save. John says, looked like it was a tackle. All right. My hair's all a mess. I've been pulling it out. Just a garbage game. And you know what? I get that you're gonna lay an egg every once in a while. Keeper clears it out. This just feels sort of like the Stockport game, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. And I know I should have more faith in Wrexham because we always seem to pull things out. But we've had opportunities that we've missed. And we just haven't looked as confident and on the ball as I would have liked. There hasn't been that moment of brilliance going forward. And it's interesting, Google's still behind. Do I have to update it myself like... Oh, and then I refresh it and it all goes wonky. All right. Let's take that off. And I had it. Of course I did. And now the system's overloaded. Oh, me, oh my. The universe not wanting to be friendly here today. Boyle with it, kicking down the right side. Just jump into the broadcasting then, or the talking about the game. I'm pissed. I'm distracted. Can you tell? Hey, Alex. I don't think it'll end like Stockport. I don't think Accrington has the capacity to put up the 5. But as far as just controlling things, it's a wee bit of a problem for me. I'm at the 53rd minute, by the way, watching here. And we're going to have a throw in on our side. Davis, long throw down the left-hand side. Headed away, headed out. And so we gain 10 feet with the throw, 20 feet with the throw, but decide to play it back. Tozer, right side, forward, getting support. Decides to come back, play it to the midfield. Clipped forward by Evans, not long enough. And it's stolen by Accrington. Just, come on, boys. It is 1-0 for the bad guys. That is definitely true. You know, we've had our chances. The back 2/3 I don't have a problem with. I don't agree with the penalty. And if you're going to call that penalty, I think you had to give it the other way. I think that was a flop, and especially considering I know it was in the box, but and even if it was a foul, when the ball's 10 feet over your head, there's got to be some consideration for whether there could have been a play on the ball when you're going to give away a penalty. There was just absolutely no threat anymore. The ball was gone. You're not telling me he's jumping high enough in the air to get that. The referee did go talk to the linesman, decided to put it on. It is what it is. How are the both sides playing? We're good in 2/3 and we're not able to finish. He gave it the other way. He just literally grabbed up and pulled onto Lee's arm and ripped him down. 54th minute. And now he's going to call it the other way. Minimum contact coming through, but it was dangerous there for Jones, and I'm not sure. And Mark confirmed. I'm not sure whether he was like called that on Lee, and said the penalty was on Lee, or whether that was the tear through there by Jones. Well, Andrew, I don't want to spoil it. What I do not want to do is know what the Canada-Jamaica score is. But I mean, this could be a rough day. Headed up in the air, Ogonko there, able to secure. He should have gone down there from the bump. He would have got a yellow card, right? That's... Hey, Corey, welcome. First game ever? Just started watching football, and I'm curious whether you're watching iFollow or I'm the voice you're hearing for the first time. Scary. The Canadian barrister talking about football, watching a game. But Andrew, I get it. This is one of those ones where I'm sitting there just kind of fuming, seething underneath. My voice, crazy. Welcome to football. That's amazing to me that I'm your first introduction. I'm assuming you came from the documentary. Welcome. It's a mad, crazy world with a bunch of emotional people thrown into the box. Tozer doesn't able to go and play it. He's got it in the corners. It's headed out. He's just going to let it go, and it's going to go for another corner or another throw. And he throws it in off of his back. And they don't allow it. They say it was an illegal throw. I can't really tell because I'm looking at the trusses of the roof down the right side. I thought that looked like a throw. I want to see this. They're talking about whether it's allowed, and I don't know whether it's allowed, but I don't know if he went straight overhead. Corey, well, welcome. There are a lot of places to get your resources. There's some great YouTubers out there. There's some wonderful podcasts. If I listed them all off, I'd have to list everybody, but jump on board and enjoy the madness and the chaos as we deal with yet another heart attack, trying to steal this one from the depths, not wanting to have a loss from a garbage call and 2 misses. And we've got Accrington players just laying all over the pitch now. We're up to 124. It's been up and down and up and down. I've lost my main scoreboard provider, so this one's going on, and it's occasionally setting off my encoding overload button. It is what it is. We're going to have a free kick, and that's going to be, 15 yards from the edge of the box? 20 yards from the edge of the box? It's straight right in front of the... We've got a 2-person wall, chipped over top. Hayden's able to head it away. Lee's able to get another head. Or Evans is another head. Long ball. Down, leap. Lee, deep. Play on, he says, from Mullen leading the shoulder in on getting the ball. Mullen wants to play it quick. Gets it to Lee. Lee loses control. Nope, maintains control. Well done. Over to Mullen. This is a nice little play. Finally, into the box. Dalby not able to get up there and is cleared back. Throw corner. Looks like it's going to be a throw from the right side, but finally a little bit of jump. This is, here we go. We got us running and chasing things down. Mullen fired that up with that little exercise, trying to get it going. I hate that the scoreboard is 2 minutes ahead. It frustrates me because I know that for at least for the next minute I watch, there's not going to be a goal. And I feel like I almost need to take it off. Forward brought back. Agongkwo all the way forward. He's going to chip it up forward. It's there. Couldn't get in front of the box, or couldn't get in front of the goal with that header, trying to get it to the, I believe it was Dalby in front. And here comes Accrington Stanley the other way. Looked offside, but Adedoyan able to have a crack. Just misses over the top of the head. Did the flag go up? The flag went up. Yeah, it's just one of those ones where the football gods, you're like, you see Mullen rack one off the crossbar. That one should have definitely been a goal, like 95% chance. It was almost more talent to hit the crossbar than to actually hit the goal, because he had room on either side. And then the Jones miss, not certainly as definitive, harder to kick a volley. But I think that he had the time and space, and in most circumstances, you'd expect somebody to connect there. Free kick, rolling on the deck, and away we go. Take the scoreboard off. It's ahead of us. I can do that. I'll try and bring up... I keep hitting the refresh button on the score game. Oh, and it looks like we might have it back. It's just all a little bit slow today. My mouse went down. The video we needed for the preview was deleted. But in any event, Lee standing behind the ball, looking to chip it into the box, and he does. Headed away. Evans not able to get it. It's headed back into the box. Adedoyan sitting there at the front of the box. It's there again. Not able. Big, messy crowd. Messy crowd. Edge of the box. Looking for room, and then they punch it out to the right. Low. Over on the right. Over to Longello. Long left-footed cross into the box. Ooh, danger, danger. That was a bit of a swipe. That was almost more of a foul than the first one to me, only because it was in a threatening position and kind of took his legs out from under him when he went into air. No, Terry. I will block you and punt you and ban you for life. Do not post Jamaica-Canada scores. Bugger off. Do not ruin my day. Into the middle of the box. Dalby just ticky-tacky, trying to get it back. Had a good opportunity to run down the left, swept it in front of the goal. Dalby ended up getting it at his feet. Too many people around him, tried to fight with it and wasn't able to be successful. So now it's a bit long ball too far down for Accrington. And okay, we've got a little bit of excitement generating. It's starting to bubble. It's starting to fester. We haven't had no heart in this one. And that's not Wrexham style. But we've had no giddy up. Ford coming back has been, to me, the best player. Oh, yeah, that's a free, or that's a penalty or free kick to us. Not a penalty, a free kick to us. We have had, guess how many shots we've had in the second half? If anybody wants to take a stab, 0. Have you had coffee? You're not sounding very Canadian today because I'm getting angry. Thanks, Terry. No, I appreciate that. I'm just sending the message. I don't want the Canadian stuff to be out there, and I appreciate that was the first one. And last name, I wonder if you're family. Did I just light up a distant relative who decided to show up? I take my score watching seriously. Where are we with this match? 63rd minute. It looks like I'm getting an opportunity. So that one looks like it should have been a penalty. Evans taking out a player in the box. It's not given. So now what do we do? Let's look at this one again. Oh, I don't know. Simulation maybe? Was there contact there? Jones punts it off of low over to the left-hand side. I just don't like this Accrington possession right now. Like, there's no need for this Accrington possession right now. Like, let's settle it down. They're just controlling it at the midfield as we're running around. Where are the subs? Because when you don't have the fire, look, the subs can come in because you need to make a strategic change, or they can just come in because you got to fire up the bus and get the boys going. Mullen with a flop, but he's able to maintain possession. And he gave the free kick. Mullen plays it quickly. And he gave it away. Oh, we'll get to take it again. Send me the gift cards. I will take my coffee. That was an interesting one. I didn't think that was a penalty leading to a free kick. But they gave it to us. Lee's standing over the ball. What are we? At a 45-degree angle from the penalty, probably about 10 feet. So this is a dangerous territory. They only have one person, Longello, out there. Is it Longello? Right footer, far post. Ooh, taken by the goalkeeper. That's a great question. I don't have answers to great questions like that. And I would suggest that the hockey background in me, it has a lower standard for diving than most. So that simulation thing. Most people will tell me, I think, that are long-standing football fans, that that's not simulation. Palmer coming in. We're going to go with a back four. The old 4-4-3. Move everybody around. Palmer coming up front with Mullen and Dalby, and that's something that we needed. I like this. Suspended for diving, or at least admonished and hated by even your own teammates. 3 forwards. Yep, Palmer's up, and it looks like he went over to the left side of the 3 bodies up front. Played forward. Bodies up front. Mullen's got it. Making the corner. Gives it away. Oh, and they give it away. Davis is able to nick it back. Lee, cross. Deflected. We're going to get a corner out of that one as it pumps over into the Wrexham fans behind the stadium. Okay, now it's Wrexham time. This is how things roll with us. 131 viewers. You watch that one go up now. because it's 67th minute and everybody who's like a partial Wrexham fan ends up going, all right, now the excitement happens. This is what happens with Wrexham is they get going into the 70th minute. We have to wait for it. Going to be a right-footed in-swinger. I think that's Lee standing over it. Might be... I think that's Lee over standing there. It's hard to tell in the darkness of night. Boyle getting grabbed at the front of the box. Here it comes. Right footer. Flat. That was a poor ball. Just cleared away. It was flat. It was a short post. Longello's there. He's able easily to get it away. We're running for the ball to try and get it to play it. Ain't getting any help from Accrington Stanley fans. Our players. Oh, and Longello's bent over a little bit. He didn't even go to ground. Oh, the ball is off of the little cone over on the one side. And so the referee wouldn't let it play. The Accrington Stanley fans wouldn't go over to get the ball. So Dalby has to run over from half the distance, half the width of the field to put the ball over. They're still not letting it play. What the... And was that a Wrexham fan who jumped over the fence? Please tell me it was. Oh, it was a steward who actually went over and grabbed the ball. What was that? Can we draw this? Well, we're Wrexham. But, Brendan, that was garbage, wasn't it? That was entertaining anyway. Palmer, edge of the area, chested it down, but it goes away. See, now we're getting some pressure, and now they're doing the hoofball down the other side. It's park the bus territory, and we're just going to come at them at waves and see if we're able to crack the nut with some pressure. Yeah, all that extra. Woo, counter, able to get it away. Here comes Accrington Stanley. Crunching tackle, but he got ball first. The guy went straight over top, and he's complaining about it rolling on the ground, and he's still on the ground. We're going to get a throw in on the right-hand side. Check on the player, make sure he's okay. I mean, that was a legitimate tackle. You think that was it wasn't a flop. No, I can't. I mean, it's not a penalty. It's not a... There's no free kick in this. No foul, I should say. Well, and all the stewards, right? How many stewards did you pay for? And to be fair, I've been looking around. I haven't seen a ball boy the whole game. Do they not have them? Anyway. Wrexham can still draw this. We've had 2 opportunities. It should be at least 1-1. Oh, my scoreboard doesn't have the score up here. It should be 1-1 at least, and potentially 2 on us. We've missed some, like the Cannon opportunity, the Mullen opportunity are going to frustrate me for a while. Yeah, everybody's going to have a flat game, though. You know what I mean? Unless you're Stockport County, I guess. But I think even they will have them. Well, every team does. And it's nice when you're able to grind out points from those flat games. And I can, you can talk about the MK Dons. I understand why we were flat. The Crew game is an example. Swindon. Where they were able to rise from the depths and be able to save some points. Well, that's what we're calling on here, because there have been games we've looked good at. Tozer gave a push to Lee to get off. Adedoyan tapping Tozer, and Tozer's not impressed. I mean, as long as the minutes are added at the backside, I don't have an issue with this. No, Tozer's not happy. I mean, how long has it been? But I mean, he did get pulled into. So throw in, gets pumped out. We're gonna have another throw in. We're getting going. Yeah. Throw in. Tozer. Moving it forward. Accrington gains possession. Yeah. Long ball in. Ogonkwo, not a pretty save. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. Ogonkwo cost us. It was a tough one. He's coming out to talk. But That was a long kick from the left side, went to Ogonkwo. Usually he's pretty good at trapping those down. It bounced off of his hands, palmed in. He's come to the referee complaining that the ball was swiped away while he had it in his hands. I don't think that was true on first instance, but let's take a look here. Tozer heads it away. Lazy entry to the pitch. Long kick, nothing there, and it's shielded. Yeah, no, there was nothing there. Ogonkwo just misplayed that. It kind of had a skip in front of him, and he wasn't able to cradle it. One of the things that he's actually really good at is being able to cradle a ball. But that was from, 40 yards out, just inside the midfield stripe, and it goes 2-0. And sort of sums up what this day has been so far. It is his first error, really. He's had a couple where he was fortunate, and the one that sticks out to me is one where he got twisted up with his ankles and wasn't going to be able to go left to make a save, and the player that was there ended up punching it over to the right side and missing the net. And I was like, we got lucky there. I'm trying to think of what game that was, but that was like one of his first or second games that he had. But since that and a couple of entertaining exploits away from the goal, that's his first mistake. And something that really is complimentary to his game is he's usually good at vacuuming in balls and dealing with them. But that one, garbage. Lee falls, gives it up. Adendoya going forward. And it's just unfortunate because in both circumstances, the goals have been gifted away from us. I wouldn't say that Accrington Stanley's performed well, that they've deserved this by any stretch of the imagination. This is a game we, in combination with the man in black, both parties, have given away. And that's icky. I don't like. Opportunity... Palmer held back, but not enough in it. Maybe if he would have flopped. We've been down from further before. We've got an opportunity to go. The problem is you just... there's no appetite. It's my sense right now. You've seen brief little snippets. So we're going to get a throw here. Davis down the left side, long ball forward, headed away. We're able to get it. George, I thought that first touch was going to be a little bit too heavy, but he's able to get it up to 40 on the right. 40 controls it, looks across, switch to the left side. Lee, he holds off. Davis, edge of the box, cuts inside. Let's move. Push down in the box. That's the same thing. And I would even say more threatening. But no penalty given. Tozer with it. Boyle, left side. Lee. Starting to get a little excited. Can we get something going here? Ford on the switch to the right-hand side. One man on. He's looking for the cross. Left footer up in the air. Here comes, falls down. Moves around. We're screaming handball. No, nothing given. I didn't see a handball on first blush, but we'll have a look at the replay if it happens. Had two penalty shouts on that one. The first one I thought should have been given. The one up against, now I'm forgetting who it was. Davis down the left-hand side. The second one, I didn't see a handball, but it's now Accrington with it left side. Bumped away. Mullins all the way back within our own third, trying to dig the ball out. That was a good cross by Ford, Brendan. I don't anticipate that we'll give up. Oh, that's going to be a free kick for us. And does he kick the ball away? No. But we do have another player down. This is getting up into the 10 minutes of free time territory, isn't it? Yeah, I think that I think I could see that the question for a penalty on that one. Yeah, no, it did hit his hands, but he was falling and he had his hands on the ground to stop himself from falling, and I think it hit him on the right arm. I don't know what are you supposed to do? Tell a defender not to protect themselves when they're falling face first into the ground? But yeah, it's flopping. And the sad thing is the amount of time that's passing while we're waiting here for players to get off. And it started to pour down on the uncovered fans in the away section, and it looks torrential down there. They're all covered up. That sucks. So he's hobbling off, Longello is, and it looks like, I mean, he's acting as though he's really out of it. They've brought physio in to be able to scoop him out. They didn't go the short way just off to the side. They're going across the entirety of the pitch. But it does look like he's got a full injury and is being subbed out. But this has been another 2-minute exercise. Dan Martin. All right. I was hoping to see Pickles just because I like the name. Pickles and Gubbins into substitutes. But if you suggest a stopped clock, Brendan, people would go nuts. But I'm like, why not stop it between whistles? Make it a 30-minute half stop time every time things go on and just clean the game up. But I think part of it, the drama, is the excitement. Part of the getting everybody pissed off at the game pulls in more eyes. If you were to make it just about the game itself and not all the extracurriculars, the interesting afters, the after events. Anyway, we're underway. Finally, 2 minutes. I think there's got to be at least 6.5, probably more like 9 minutes of extra time. If it's less than 6, it's criminal. Lee with it. Boyle in our own half. Long ball forward. Lands on an Accrington foot. They move it forward. We're able to gain it back all the way back to Ogonkwo. Need to get one going here in a hurry. Hey, as a reminder, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do that. Hit the like button. Get this stuff going. Even though the algorithm is a little bit late, I still would love to get closer to 1,000. It's been I've slowed down significantly as I move forward. Lee, right footer, looking to move things forward. Jones, right side. 40 tries to get it up. It flicks up into the air. It's dangerous. Punched away. That's going to be a foul on us. Has to be. Yeah. Cannon and McElendon coming in. So that was a deflected cross attempt that went into the air, went up by the goalkeeper to punch it away, and he just ended up getting bumped into. Was it atrocious? Was it nasty? No, but it was contact. Time to clean the ice. This is sloppy. Yeah. Bring out the Zamboni. Dalby off. What's going on with the drama over here? I don't know what was all with the... Were they moving away from Wrexham fans? Were we getting rowdy in the corner? Because they've pulled the goalkeeper away. Oh, yeah. Wrexham fans throwing something on the pitch. That sucks. And they brought it over to the side. I don't know what that is. But it might have hit... it hit one of the players, Woods. Number 8 on the back right of the leg. No serious injury there. Well, I don't know what the injury time is going to be, but we've got another extended delay here. They've moved the ball to the edge of the box. While the substitutes were happening from Wrexham, the cameraman, all of a sudden, you could hear the stir happening in the crowd. You could hear that something was happening. And they moved the camera over to just right in front of the goal. And I didn't know what was happening. You just saw Woods jumping up and down with his right leg up in the air. And I was like, well, what's going on here? And it looks like there was a projectile of some sort. Black little thing about this big. Wrexham win? No, we're not winning at the moment. We're losing. Scoreboard's right above me. 8 minutes at least. 8 minutes at least. But let's get one here anyway so we can start thinking about it. Ball's in play. Oh, that's a free kick for us. Throw to us? Did he get balled? Was that what it came off of him to go the other way? So Mark is saying the momentum we built was terrific, and so this is a blow. I'm sort of the inverse, is I think you need to take one of these batterings every once in a while and one of these unfortunate get pissed off at the universe matches. That was a nice little play by Cannon, but nothing. Accrington gets it forward on a counterattack. Ooh, that's a red? Yellow? Nothing? It has to be at least a yellow. I mean, it was a scoring opportunity. That's the part that, like, that was a 2-on-1 breakaway and a shoulder charge that ends up knocking him down. To me, that's an automatic yellow that we're not getting. Great, I'll take it. But the fact that he like did it as forcefully as he did made me think, is there an opportunity that gets to be more than that? Probably not, to be fair. I don't think it was orange. It was just that was an automatic yellow. And we got away with that one. And Mark's saying the same thing. You have to book Boyle. No two ways about it. I don't think it was red. I misspoke when that came out, but it was that was screaming yellow because it was a 2-on-1 in an attacking opportunity, and Boyle had one man before him, so he swiped him out. If the cross would have came over, we would have been in trouble. Swung in, cleared away. Are we able to get possession of it? No. Ford can't get it, and then they get by Cannon. Now it's another. He's offside. He's offside. He's offside. He's offside. Lee leaves it behind off that great first touch. Moving forward, we're running forward. Mullen all the way back. Deflected, flopped up in the air. 3 Accrington players all around. And here it comes the other way. How do they have so many players? Like, Accrington is not parking the bus. They've got a whole bunch of people up pressing here. They got 3 guys all the way up pressing our center backs. That's a free kick to us, and away we go. So far, 0 shots, yeah. 0 shots. McAlendon has the ball on the left, just gives it away, and so now they're just going to sit with it and play with it over along the sidelines. It moves forward, and here comes Accrington. Stanley again, just rolls out of bounds. We'll get a throw. Did he give a free kick for the yellow that should have gone, or the non-yellow to Boyle? Yes, there was a free kick. Shoulder charge on a 2-on-1. And they gave a free kick. So we've got it now, 85th minute. Up, over top, header away. Sitting down now for Evans. He's got a man the press. Handball in the midfield. And that's how close the press is. The press is that close that George Evans goes to try and kick it up into the air, and it hits Accrington's hands. Evans with it now. He's stepped back, it looks like, and McAlendon over on the left-hand side. Palmer not able to get it in. Lee looking to edge of the area, trying to get it in. Stepped over top, stepped on his foot. Free kick or corner? Free kick on the goal line in the corner. So that was just Adedoyan reaching over top to try to get to the ball with the right foot, and he just comes down straight onto Evans' right boot. Mohammed, I'm never going to say never, but there's 4 minutes plus added time, and my clock just stopped again. I'm at the 86th minute. So I'm going to have to take that down. So goalie takes it, easy take off that corner, and away we go. Headed down, 87th minute. Tozer with it. Back to Ogonkwo. Still sitting at, I wonder if that last one, will they call that a shot? It's more like a claim in the air, not really a shot. Free kick to Accrington with a header. I'm at the 87th minute and 30 seconds. 87:30 on my end. I didn't see whether there was actual connection or not, so I can't say whether there was a flop or otherwise. I will say I'm impressed. Like Accrington, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players up in the final third here, still sniffing it out in a 2-0 game that they're up. And it's working as far as keeping us hemmed into our own end as we just now get control of it through the center back, and we have to play a little bit of hoofball that they're able to get to and head it back. And then we get swept out, so we'll get a free kick here. That was Evans jumping in the air, gets his... The clock is the putts of the game, yes. And I hit the refresh button and it's not working. '88th minute, 89th minute for those that are live and watching a little bit ahead of me. They want offside, but it's not given. Mullen running into the area. They go and get it. Are they able to save it from being a corner? It's going to be a throw, so Tozer's running up to the corner flag to take the throw. Mark is estimating 10 minutes in extra time. We'll find out here in a minute. McAlinden over to the left. Evans gets it back. Looking to enter the box? No. Pulls it back to 40. 40 moving forward. Lots of space. Drives it. Blocked down off the flat shot, but I will take that as an opportunity. Mullen comes back and saves it. Gets it over. And Mullen's basically the center back. He's the last man back here. Long switch over to the left. That was fortuitous. No, not fortuitous. That was opportunistic. No, that wasn't. That was an interesting attempt. Let's just say that. I don't know if we could have got it over there. Best well wishes and best thoughts set on that one from Mullen with the right boot trying to get it over there. And it doesn't have the legs. We'll see how much extra time here, but we got to get going. Can't have a heart attack if the team's lacking a little bit of heart. And that's not something I've ever said about Wrexham, but this game, just not a lot of fire in the belly. Moved forward, headed down by Accrington. Knocked forward by Accrington. Ooh. He just put his head down, Shipley did. Unfortunately, didn't go quite through the Wrexham defender. But here we go. Opportunity again. Lee, left side, running forward. Still moving. Gets it over. Is that McAlinden? Onto his left foot. Gets it over to Lee. Lee, left side. He's going to go to chip it over top, and they're able to get a hand on it. Or not a hand. A foot to it and clear it. 10 minutes of extra time. Tozer dove, missed the tackle. They're going to have a crack, and it's going to go for a corner. Sorry, the clock was off for so long that I didn't update it, but I've got the shots at 14-6. So we've had one shot in this half. I'm with Dave, and I like the optimism. This is the first time I've really been down on the team. As far as, like, and I think the thing is I've yet to see us, as they just take the short corner and play with it in the corner, to take some time off the clock, bang it off of us, and they'll now take some time for the throw to come in. I've never seen Wrexham get outworked, out-hustled. And for those of you that are watching the game, you can tell me, do you think that I'm right, that we've been outworked pretty significantly today? Not outclassed, not outplayed, even with the penalty, as unfortunate was. The referee didn't completely job us in this one. This is just one where we just don't have the legs. And that's why this one hurts more, is because, even in the 5-0 loss to Stockport, we played poorly, but the legs were turning. The heart was there. The desire seemed to be. This one, we're just being. I'm not saying they're intending to lose, but I'm just saying Accrington's got more of a fire in the belly. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know what you think. Silence. Maybe I am wrong and nobody wants to tell me. Georges, 6 more minutes. You are exactly right. No, well, I've got 8 more minutes on my clock. But if you're telling me 6, then maybe it doesn't look much better. Down the right side, Accrington gets it. Yeah, that's a fair comment. Accrington streaming all the way up to try and get to that one as Ogonkwo clears it long. Headed in the air. Adedoyan all the way back, able to take it, and they play it off, and then it's a foul, just a lazy leg out from Lee, and it pulls him down. Any goals, it's still 2-0 for Accrington. We're sitting, and I guess the clock isn't up. It's 3 minutes. I'm 3 minutes in. And I apologize that my scoreboard has disappeared. And we may have it coming back here. John with the slight overaction from me. All right, I'll take that off. Andrew says it feels like that. Woody's on board. We all have our opinions, and I'm all for them. I'm not going to say anybody's wrong if they're going to say, driver, you got your head set squarely right up your rear. You wouldn't be the first to say it, and you won't be the last. And we get a free kick, and away we go. 4th minute of extra time. Yeah, just long ball over. They're chipping it away. I just expected we were going to overwhelm them with pressure and they weren't going to have the creativity. And there's just been no pressure. I wouldn't say that they had a lot of creativity. Ooh, we're going to get a free kick there. They called that a goal kick. Said he didn't make contact, and the linesman agreed. So that was a flop, is what the officials say, and let it play on. And I'm going to be able to bring this up finally. And we'll see if it makes it through the end of the game. The timing is currently off, but I will fix that. We're at 4:50, are we? So that should be where we're at. And the shots are 14-6. Like, just... We deserve the outcome. If not necessarily at a 2-0 score, but at least a 1-0 score. Or a 2-1 score. We should have had the one. Away game, Blas. To be fair, we've looked sharp away, though, Jurgis. Oh, no. Headed away. They got an opportunity for a break, but no, it doesn't come back. Tozer's playing it all the way back to Ogonkwo. 5 minutes in, and Ogonkwo's moving forward. Long right footer. Slip and fall for them, and it's going to... Did that roll for... Oh, we let it roll out because we thought that because he slipped, didn't make contact with it, and it goes to a corner. John, I agree with you. They're not a bad club, but they're missing their best creative player in Pritchard. They don't have a lot of magic, but they work hard. And I thought in a game where we're battling work effort before the kickoff, nobody beats us. Accrington beat us today in work rate and in effort. And that's the tough part for me to take on a loss. You get losses. The Stockport game in a 5-0 blowout, that one hurts far less than this one does for me. Because the first 20-some minutes of that one, we were into it. It was a scrappy game in the midfield with nobody taking control. They got some bounces, but we kept swinging until, I guess, maybe the 4th goal went in. And here I don't see as much. Long cross in. We're going to get a corner here. 3 minutes to play. Oh, no, Jur just got timed out. I apologize for that. I don't know if that was frequency or all caps. Just taking time. Right-footed, swept in, headed. Nope, doesn't get enough on it, and that's going to probably... I think that went... Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was... Just the angle it came off, I thought maybe it might have hit it a defender, but... No. John, we're friends and I get along with you. It's always funny. I don't think we see the same games at all because from the Howard debate to this one, maybe we just have black hats, but I appreciate it. Dropped off of a corner. No, not able to get it in. So we go to the right. Lots of people in the box, and that's been consistent as well. Little nutmeg from Lee. Beautiful. Gets it in, but cleared away. And let's just look at going into Tozer throw territory. Tozer's running as hard as he can. Nice little nutmeg, though, through the legs. We'll take it. Just garbage. It's garbage. That's a penalty. Penalty given. Penalty given. That's got to be a card, too. That was a clothesline / shoulder charge. I'm hoping, is that Lee Evans that went down? George. So Mullen's going to step up from the spot. 8 minutes and 33 seconds. That was forward from the right side with a right footer. And Evans is up there and oof. To be fair, I don't know if the Accrington defender saw that he was there coming over from the right-hand side, jumped up to go and play with it with his right arms in the air, and Evans was coming the other way and ended up getting clattered in the head, so it falls down. Mullen's going to put it on the spot. We're going to have a minute and a half, 2 minutes after this one goes in to try and rescue this from the depths. So the goalie's looking at all of the dirt in the box. He's wasting time, and the referee's not giving him a card. He's rattling the bar. Ref blows the whistle. Mullen up, right footer. Woodwork. That's the game. Like that. You want to define the Accrington Stanley game in a nutshell? That's 2 woodwork bars from Mullen. Forward in, header, knocked away. Jeepers. Yeah, I just pumped it right off the bar. That's two today. It's going to be a tough one for Mullen. I'm interested to see how he's going to bounce back from this because we haven't had one like this where the loss, like he's had more than one miss, 2 misses, and I hope he doesn't get the yips. I don't think he will. But those are ones that you'll think about at night, right? Headed away. Watch being stared at. I think they're going to blow this down right away. Fans are starting to leak out of the stadium behind the end. Don't say the yips. Yeah. Don't speak it into the universe. Oh, he's still allowing the game to go on. Yeah, Kim, well, it's one of 2 things, right? And to be fair, he's a professional. And I'm sure he will be fine and get a little fire in the belly and a little bit hungry as a consequence. There will be some people who are going to talk about the GQ trip. I don't have a problem with it. At the end of the day, we just didn't have it. We just didn't have the magic today. And it's been a long time as I just see a missile getting thrown towards an Accrington player. That's unfortunate. I don't like seeing that garbage. And that's even Wrexham fans throwing something at number 5. He was the guy who clattered into Evans. But not a fan of that. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much magic. So for you guys, thanks for joining. Even though, I hate these week-long matches between games that happen right now until the cup stuff happens. We had a nice little run of going Tuesdays and Saturdays and had a nice little flow. It just felt like forever between the last game. This one's going to probably affect the mood. I'm going to go back. Don't put anything up in the chat, but I'm going to go up and have a look at the Canada-Jamaica game and see if the Copa America thing is going on. If you're still here, hit the subscribe button. I see one just goes down. That's somebody who wanted to chat, and then they leave the channel. Always a fun little exercise watching those analytics go. Trying to get to 1,000 so we can end up turning the corner on this and start doing some fun things with the polls and with making a little bit of scratch to start to do some giveaways and things like that. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I'm here tomorrow for the women's match. We'll do that one. So if you want to watch the Swansea battle, and it'll be the last match for a while. I think they're off for a month-ish or so, and then back for another month. And unless they have another cup game that fits into that time period, it's going to be some infrequent Sundays. So feel free. We're getting close to 1,000. It's just frustrating. I got my hopes up. We went 2 weeks in a row where I ended up with like 80 subscribers one week, 102 the following week, and then I went 20 and then 15. And so, I can threaten to show a little bit more leg and figure it all out. Accrington's having a party over on the side. Andy's going to be loud and proud on Twitter, I'm sure. But the time of the women's game tomorrow, I think, is a 3 o'clock kickoff. But let me bring that up. Ooh, it's a late one for me, 9:10. So what is that, 5 for you guys? I may not be able to do that because football, bugger. I thought it was earlier than that. If the link is up, I'm doing the women's game. If the link is not up, I'm not able to do the women's game. I thought that was an earlier start, so I don't know if they changed it or if I got it wrong. But 9, that's... My kids have football practice in the mornings, and so I don't think I'm going to make it there. I'm hoping women's game... Yeah, so I just answered that for you, Andrew. I don't know. We'll have to look for the link. It doesn't look promising for me because I got obligations with the kidlets. And I'm hoping Canada can qualify for the Copa America through the easy way with Jamaica rather than doing it the hard way. I appreciate everybody who was here. We're down to 67 people, so I'll probably sign off, go and do my thing for the day. Hit that subscribe button, follow along, and send me a message. DM, follow, Facebook, however you want to get it to me, email, and let me know your thoughts, which I've seen Academy mentioned, Everton mentioned, the police stuff, and let me know what do you guys want to see, because I'm kind of partway through all of them. I'm gonna do the Accrington Stanley what the hell 5 quid ripoff. Stop throwing missiles at players. Yeah, that's unless you're talking about my verbal missiles, but. There were 2 one that I saw and one that the referee picked up off the ground. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it. And I didn't mean to come at you. It's just one of my pet peeves. I'm really hoping to, and I still will. I'm going to enjoy that game anyway. I just really want to get to the Copa America. I think that would be so much fun. First time they're doing it where they're bringing CONCACAF invites from North America and Central America. And so to be able to go, and I'm not looking at the chat in case somebody's like, this is a score. It would be a blast to be able to see Canada frequently playing Argentina and Brazil and Chile and Peru instead of just constantly getting Mexico at the Azteca and the United States wherever. I'm looking forward to it. So in any event, much love, much happiness. Do everything you guys can do to have a good weekend despite this little setback. And we'll get fired up Morecambe, which is going to be no joke, and an opportunity for us to reassert ourselves going forward. But the win streak, the no defeat streak is over to the hands of Accrington Stanley, and an ugly, ugly game where we had opportunities but couldn't connect. Anyway, my name is Sean Driver. This is the Red Horde. Have yourself a wonderful time.